Welcome back to the course Engineering Chemistry. I am Dr. Harika Patnala, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Module 1, Water and its Treatment, Lecture 10. In the previous class, we have discussed about the softening of water methods by ion exchange process and reverse osmosis process in bulk in industrial process. Now, we are going to do the another purification of water method mainly by municipal treatment of water, which is called potable water. The water which is supplied by the municipality. We are going to purify the water by the disinfection process. Sterilization of surface water or removal of microorganisms in water or disinfection process. We are going to kill the bacteria, disease producing microorganisms by using a disinfectants. This process is called disinfection. The process of destroying or killing the disease causing or producing bacteria or microorganisms from the water bodies and makes it safe for use for drinking is called disinfection. Disinfectants. What is meant by disinfectant? The chemical which is used to kill the bacteria from the water is called disinfectant. Mainly we are going to use the bleaching powder, chlorine, chloroamines. All these are used as a disinfectants which kills the bacteria. It is done by the various methods. First one method is in day-to-day life, we are in the home itself, we are going to, the simplest method is boiling. We are going to boil water for 10 to 15 minutes. Boiling for 10 to 15 minutes, not heating for the 10 to 15 minutes, boiling the water for 10 to 15 minutes. All the disease producing bacteria is killed and the water is safe to use. After 3-4 days, again the bacteria will regrow. So the water is safe to use for 2 to 3 days. Again, after 3 days, we have to boil again. By adding the bleaching powder, this is the oldest method. 1 kg of bleaching powder is added for 1000 kiloliters of water and left undisturbed for several hours. That produces hypochlorous acid. CaOCl2, calcium oxychloride, which is a bleaching powder formula. We add bleaching powder to the water. CaOCl2, when it is added to the water, it gives calcium hydroxide as a byproduct, and the chlorine is the main component which can kill the bacteria. When the chlorine reacts with water, gives HCl and hypochlorous acid. So we are going to see the two byproducts. One is calcium hydroxide and the other is the HCl because of the bleaching powder. Because of this bleaching powder, we are going to get the two byproducts. This is the byproduct. This is also a byproduct. Chlorine and water reacts to give HCl and hypochlorous acid. This is the hypochlorous acid which kills the bacteria. Germs are killed. So indirectly, the bleaching powder which releases the chlorine which is helpful to kill the bacteria in the form of hypochlorous acid. So this is the oldest method which is giving the byproducts calcium hydroxide and the hydrochloric acid. So later they have invented why can't we use directly chlorine as a disinfectant. So in order to avoid the byproducts of calcium hydroxide, which is a tedious process to remove the calcium hydroxide, we need a labor and we need special equipments to remove the calcium hydroxide. So the simplest method, why can't we use directly the chlorine? So many countries are depending upon this chlorine, municipal treatment of water, this chlorine. Chlorination is the process of purifying the drinking water by producing a powerful germicide like hypochlorous acid. In the previous reaction, we have seen that bleaching powder which releases the chlorine reacts with water, gives hypochlorous acid. Similarly, we are going to use directly the chlorine which was passed into the water, which gives hypochlorous acid and HCl. This is the hypochlorous acid kills bacteria. Here, bacteria was killed. Which can kill the bacteria. Bacteria was killed. This is all because of hypochlorous acid which was formed within the water. Chlorine is basic, means the pH value is more than 7. Disinfectant is much effective over the germs. Hence, chlorine is widely used all over the world as a powerful disinfectant. Till nowadays, people are using the chlorine as a powerful disinfectant. Breakpoint chlorination. How much amount of chlorine is added? If we add the excess chlorine, what happens? If we add the excess chlorine, water taste changes, odor changes, and mucous membrane is affected. The pH also affects. So, how much quantity of chlorine should be added? Is there is a predetermined quantity of chlorine should be added for each and every liter of water. By chlorination, organic matter and the disease-producing bacteria are completely eliminated, which are responsible for the bad taste and bad odor in water. See, the water which is having bad taste and bad water is because of organic matter. The organic matter and disease-producing bacteria are removed by the chlorination. Calculated amount, nothing but predetermined quantity of chlorine must be added to water. Because chlorine, after reacting with bacteria and organic impurities like ammonia, remains in the water as a residual chlorine. So, after removal of bacteria, after reacting with impurities like ammonia, there is still the residual chlorine which is left over, which causes irritation to the mucous membrane, which affecting the pH of the water and smell and taste. Bad taste, odor, and toxic to the human beings. The excess chlorine we should not add to the water. The point at which the free residual chlorine begins to appear, where the excess chlorine is released, the excess chlorine which is obtained is called residual chlorine. The point at which we have to stop the adding the chlorine is called breakpoint chlorination. The amount of chlorine required to kill the bacteria to remove the organic matter is called breakpoint chlorination. The other definition is nothing but in order to kill the bacteria and to remove the organic matter like ammonium compounds. Breakpoint chlorination determines whether chlorine is further added or not, is required to add or not. If you see this flow chart, on the x-axis we have taken the chlorine added. How much amount of chlorine we are going to add per liter of water in milligrams. And the y-axis we have taken is residual chlorine, the chlorine which is left over. In the first phase 1, there are the 4 phases if you see this in this diagram which is highlighted in different colors. In the phase 1, 8 grams of chlorine is added to oxidize the reducing impurities present in the water. There are the various reducing impurities, they should be oxidized by adding of the chlorine. So, initially the chlorine which we have added, which is absorbed by the reducing impurities. If you see the second one, the graph is going to be the graph is going to be highlighted. In the phase 2, the B grams of chlorine added, which forms the chloroamines with nitrogen compounds present in the water. What are the nitrogen compounds present in the water? It's ammonia. Let us see the reactions. So, if you add chlorine to the water, you will get hypochlorous acid and HCl. This is the hypochlorous acid which reacts with ammonia. Let us see this reaction with ammonia. So, the chlorine which we have added firstly is used for the reducing impurities and secondly it was consumed by the nitrogen compounds like ammonia. So, it will give NH2Cl plus H2O. NH2Cl is nothing but monochloroamine. The hypochlorous acid also reacts with all the chloroamines. NH2Cl gives NHCl2 plus H2O, which is called dichloroamine. Again, HOCl reacts with dichloroamines, reacts to give NCl3, trichloroamines. All the nitrogen compounds present in the water was reacted with chlorine to give chloroamines. Monochloroamine, dichloroamine, trichloroamine. The chlorine at this phase is present as a combined chlorine. All these are called monodichloroamines. In phase 3, C grams of chlorine added causes destruction of chloramines. See, if you see this diagram, then initially the chlorine which is absorbed by the reducing impurities. Second, which is consumed by the nitrogen compounds like amines, which is going to form the Chloroamines. So the formation of combined residuals, chloroamines, monochloro, dichloroamine, trichloramine, the combined formation of chloroamines started. At the third phase, there is a destruction of chloramines where there is going to be reduced. Chloramines, the trichloramine and addition of chlorine is eliminated as nitrogen gas. See, this is the point at which all the destruction of chloramines as nitrogen gas was released. The concentration of chlorine at this point dips. So this is the point dip. There is a breakpoint chlorination. This is the combined residual. After that, which is left over is called free residual. Whatever the chlorine which you have added after this point is the free residual chlorine, which is no more use. The concentration of the chlorine at this point dips. The addition of chlorine to water at the dip are called breakpoint chlorination. Till up to there, we have added the chlorine. After that, we should not add the chlorine. If we add the further chlorine, it is a free residual chlorine, which harmful to the humans. Breakpoint chlorination. The remaining d grams of chlorine added is seen as the residual chlorine. At this point, the chlorine acts as a disinfectant and kills the microorganisms. So, first one, it is oxidizing the reducing impurities. Second is the formation of chloramines. Third one is the destruction of chloramines. At the breakpoint chlorination, all the chlorine which kills the bacteria and nitrogenous compounds, everything was removed. After that, whatever we have added, the free residual chlorine. What are the advantages of this chlorination method? Complete oxidation of organic compounds, ammonia and other reducing impurities was done in the first step itself. In first two steps, complete destruction of pathogens by adding the d grams of chlorine, which kills the pathogenic bacteria. It also prevents the weed growth. Further growth of the weeds was within the water bodies. The weed growth was removed. Prevents growth of microbes. Microbes growth also was removed. In today's class, we have discussed completely about the chlorination, breakpoint chlorination. Chlorination, there are the various methods for the disinfection of water, either bleaching powder or the chlorine. Than bleaching powder, chlorine is the best method for the purification of water, which kills the bacteria and removes the microorganisms, fungi, bacteria, and reducing impurities. How much amount of exact chlorine we should be added? That is called breakpoint chlorination. The added chlorine initially, which was used by the oxidation of reducing impurities. The second one, the further addition we have added for the formation of chloramines. The third, furtherly we have added the C grams for the destruction of chloramines. The D grams which we have added, which kills the bacteria and microorganisms. And further, the dip at which further we have added, which we have added, further added is nothing, free residual chlorine. So, which impacts the mucous membrane, impacts the taste, odor, and the human organs. Thank you.